So after you lubricate this thing and then you want to clean it, go shove a baby wipe in here, grab yourself a popsicle stick and go like this. Just work it down the back. Get it all the way to the end. Make sure you have the roller all the way down here. You're not going to be able to get it completely clean doing this. So now it's quite possible we might be able to crank this down. Get a little bit of it off that way, but it looks like it's not going to work. So what you're going to want to do then is just get it. Use a popsicle stick and just move it around. So you can see this thing's still very dirty. Let's see if it'll actually move it now. It's actually cleaning the other part too, which is great. If you do this just right, I guess you can. So what I'm finding here is just back it up a little bit and then roll it forward again. We'll just get in here and do that a few times. Maybe, like I was saying earlier, you really don't want to lube this thing if you don't have to. But just a light amount, you know. But this one's pretty bad, so... go back and forth until it finally decides to obey. So, and then now we probably cleaned quite a bit of it, but it's still going to be bad. But it's not going to be like it was. Pull it out of there and you see that all that came off of here. There's still a fair amount on this end because we haven't gotten down to there. If you want to, you can just take this rod out, and it's very difficult to do this correctly, but you're going to have to take this whole piece out here. You have to undo that, and then you can pull it out. You might be able to leave it in place here if you undo that, and undo this and whatnot, but it does kind of get to be a pain. Another thing to note is that we noticed here on this one was, oh wow, that was smooth. From it hitting the end stop here, it put so much pressure on this thing that it has caused this to be able to move. So we need to tighten this up. So I'm going to do that right now before I forget. Now if you get in here with a screwdriver like this, which is smaller than the head, you can get in here and you can tighten it. Otherwise, yeah, you're not going to be able to. You could also try to tighten the nut on the back too, which has a lock washer. So I've gotten this pretty tight. Let's see where we're at. There's going to be a little flex to it, but they should have used something a little bit more robust. The problem is that this thing was binding in so many different spots, you couldn't tell if you were at the end or not. And so what happened is the guy was at the end, and he kept trying to turn it, thinking he was somewhere in the middle, and that's just hard on it. So let's see if we can check this one too. This one's pretty good. Can't get it to turn. So, you know, this might make a pretty good antenna tuner, but until I need it, I'm probably not going to use it for that because I don't like that balun design. So let's see. So we're at the end. I do hear some funny click every once in a while. Boy, look at that. It's just, like, I gotta get that crap off of there. It's kind of nasty. Sometimes too, like I was saying in the other video, you can adjust the angle so that this roller approaches differently. You just undo these screws right here, and then that one, and you can wobble the angle of the rod one way or the other. Also, there's usually, a lot of times there was a spring in here, but this one doesn't appear to have that. Because some of these tuners, you could pull the end of it out like the 989s. It would move back and forth inside of the thing. It was really gnarly. This is usually the weakest point in any of these MFJ type tuners, a roller inductor. So when you have it like this, it does wipe the center rod, but it doesn't do anything for anything else. So it just kind of sits there. So I'm hoping maybe I can walk it back a little bit with this one. It's just you're gonna have to take a while to try and get it cleaned, and you know, baby wipes are gonna be the best thing. I wouldn't use toilet paper. I wouldn't use cheap baby wipes. These ones I get are mostly cotton. So I suspect I'm gonna have to get into this thing so many damn times that I'm just gonna take the screws that I have here, and I'm gonna put them in a Ziploc bag, and I'm gonna put them right here in the tuner, put the cover back on it, stick it up on the shelf over here, and I'll screw around with it later. But I've gotten it fairly clean, but you know, it's still gonna keep making more crap because the inductor roller has oil in it still. You can see right there. So it's okay. It's much better than it was. I can tune it without like hitting a bump going, oh my god, what the hell, is it gonna break? So there you go. So I'm okay with what I paid for this thing. It's in better shape than, you know, most of the ones I've dealt with. So we'll see how it performs. I need to get back in here and really solder that wire. If you guys look really careful right here, you can see it. And they were not able to solder it very well, and what they did was they take it and they put it in there and they wrap a little like wire around it, kind of like that, around the two wires, and they blobbed some solder in there, and they only soldered, you know, half of it. But like I can look in here and see the little ring of wire on it. It's just a matter of getting in there with enough heat without damaging it. And the problem is I got this in my way, so I need to move this out of the way. Once I remove that, I can get in here with a good sized soldering gun and solder this thing. So anyway, I'm gonna finish up on this thing and then see if I can calibrate the SWR, and then go from there. Catch you guys later.